What's up, YouTube? So I just was bored and I thought about making this video because just in case, I doubt it would ever come in handy, but just in case if I ever end up in a hospital bed in any condition at all, I do not want my family by my side if I am unconscious. Plain and simple. If I am asleep or unconscious, I do not want them in my room at all. At all. And the reason I feel this is so important to say is because the best example of how people in my family act would be my father. He's waking me up literally every 3 hours. I can't get any sleep in this house at all because he is prescribed coke, so he's a coke addict now because of it. And his cocaine keeps him up at all weird times of the hour. And I try to get him to take his heroin pills, but he doesn't like his heroin pills because it makes it so he has no energy and makes it so he's like druggy and whatever word you want to use to describe it, whatever makes him not feel good, makes him feel sick. Now I've tried both of those pills in my past when I was a kid, so I know what they feel like. They're not good. Especially the heroin one, it's the worst of the worst. They both will take your they'll both take your consciousness away, make you unconscious, and they both will inhibit your abilities to properly function. For example, I had a lot of energy on the cocaine pills. I was able to run really for a far distance for really fast, but I ended up making a mistake. I tripped, I fell, hit my face. That's something that's very common on that medicine. It makes you dizzy. It'll make you not focus. So, regardless of their personality, another thing would be also the fact that I think they're holding a grudge. These are very, very petty people with addiction problems. They're all gamblers. They're all obese. They're all addicted to smoking nicotine. They're all addicted to smoking cannabis. They're all addicted to a lot of different things. So, for that very reason, they are even more so greedy than other people would be. So let's say, for an example, you compare some regular, average, everyday Joe to one of these people. The average day Joe, if he gets robbed by his son, let's say, for an example, the average everyday Joe is just going to hide his key and try to forget about it. But these are the types of people that will consider murdering their child, and will do all sorts of different things to try to get revenge on them, try to get revenge on their child. Instead of being there for them, neglect them, and let them starve, and all different types of things. Now, my parents might have not have been that bad. There's way worse out there when it comes to that type of shit, but I still don't trust them. Because, let's say, for example, one of the greatest examples is how they wake me up out of my sleep every goddamn night. If I even have one little wet dream and I start making moaning noises, they come running over, banging on walls and trying to wake me up. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm having a good dream over here. I don't want to be bothered. But that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make me unhealthy. They're trying to take my health away so that way I look old like them. They want me to look old and miserable like them. They want me to lose all my sleep and look like them. Fat, disgusting, sagging weirdos. Everything's sagging on them. That's not how I want to look. I want to get good sleep. I want to get good health. I don't want to be woken up every fucking hour by this douchebag piece of shit. Who would, right? Who would? This is torture. This is absolute torture. I don't care if it's an accident or not. I don't care if it's an accident or not. At this point, I'm taking it personally. So it doesn't matter if it's an accident or not. It doesn't matter why he's doing it. He's waking me up every goddamn night. And I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of this fucking retarded piece of shit doing this shit. I think he's doing it on purpose, but regardless if he's doing it on purpose or not, I know one thing he is doing on purpose, and that is his attitude. Him and my mother both have a horrible attitude with me every single day. They are definitely holding grudges. Is it that serious of a grudge that I should really be concerned about? Maybe not. But they are definitely holding grudges. So that makes me think if anything they do at all goes wrong, if they go to snort a line of cocaine and it's too loud, and I get woken up by it while I'm sleeping over his house, then I'm going to instantly assume this guy's holding a grudge, he's doing this on purpose, he's just trying to bother me. Especially if it's perfect timing. Like, I was just having a wet dream, I probably was making moaning noises out loud, and he heard it, and he had to run over and fucking snort a line of crack above me while I'm sleeping in the basement below him. Because his shit's in the room next over. Because he can't have it in the same room as him because he has addiction problems. He has no self-control, so he'll just do too many of them. He has to have them in a different room. That's how much of a loser, fat addict he is. So imagine if I even stole $1,000 worth of weed from him. Imagine how much of a grudge he's holding. Really, really big grudge. Really, really bad. No matter how much I pay him back, doesn't matter how many times I buy him food or how much weed I give him, he's always, in the back of his head, he's always going to be like, this motherfucker robbed me, and I'm still upset about it. It don't matter how upset he is, he's going to be upset. You could say, well, it's not even really that upset. I wouldn't even call it upset. It's still upset. He's still upset. He's still holding a grudge. I still don't want him in my hospital bed if I ever end up in one. If I'm unconscious. If I'm conscious, he could come. But the minute I start getting tired, I want to go to sleep, I want him the fuck out of there. And if he doesn't leave, he needs to be forcefully removed. Because I don't trust him. I don't know what he's up to. I don't want these weirdos sleeping next to me while I'm trying to fucking sleep. This fat fucking weirdo wants me to sleep in the same fucking camp as him. And there's no rooms in that camp. It's like he wants me to smell his fucking cigarettes and his shit all night long. And then he wants to wake me up every fucking half an hour. I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to put up with this bullshit. I'm going to be leaving soon. I'm going to be leaving with all my money soon. I'm never going to come back until he's dead. And that's only just to get my inheritance and my stuff that I leave behind. I will never come back here ever again, not even for a vacation, not even for a day. I hate this fucking place. I hate all these fucking losers around here. And that brings me back to the topic, the hospital bed thing. And that's why I think it's so important. Like, it's so scary to think. If your fucking family wants you dead, they can kill you right in the hospital room and make you look like you did it. Especially if you're like me, if you had any history of mental health at all. They'll say, he's suicidal. She's suicidal. Whoever you are listening, you could be a he or she. They'll say you're suicidal. They'll stab you in the stomach and with a pen, and they'll say, nope, they did it. They did it. Not me. I saw it happen, and they'll say. And there's no way for them to prove. There's no hospital cameras to protect these patients on their beds at all, like there should be. Especially for certain patients like me, for an example, who have a history of mental health, it's very likely that my family's not going to have my best interest. So to have me in a hospital room all alone like that is very dangerous. But these fucking retards don't care. They're just trying to make profit off of everybody. We're overpopulated. They know that, so they don't care to lose some patients. They don't care. I'm just another number to them. And they'll easily replace me within the hour. The minute I'm gone, somebody will come in and replace me. I'm easily replaceable to them. I am just another worthless number to these fucking doctors. So that's why it seems so important to talk about, because at any second, I could get knocked out or some shit. I could end up in this fucking hospital again. And if my family's holding a big fat fucking grudge against me, they could fucking murder me in that fucking place and possibly get away with it. If they're upset enough, it'd be worth the risk for them. That's the thing that worries me so much. It makes me want to make this video. I don't want anybody at all, not even a friend, nobody, by my hospital bed if I'm asleep. At all. And that reminds me of the last time I woke up in a hospital bed and my mother was there. It's the most scary thing ever to think that that fucking bitch was by my side the whole time. What was that fat fucking bitch doing by my side? When she claims she doesn't love me enough to talk to me about things, so she'll sit on her fat ass and watch TV all day while I'm freaking out in my bedroom, and then she'll just call the cops and have me sent away to a psych ward. She clearly doesn't give a fucking shit about me or my mental health. Clearly. She's just trying to drug me. She's just trying to send me away so she could smoke more dope on her fucking couch. That's all it's about. So it's really scary to think that I was actually able to be fully unconscious in a hospital bed with that fucking fat bitch by my side. It's so scary to think that. It's so scary. At any second, she could have stabbed me. She could have did anything, and she could have blamed it all on me. She could have said he did that to himself. And the doctors would have completely believed it. They wouldn't have done any investigation at all. She could have did it 100 fucking times to me, and they still would never put a fucking camera in the hospital room pointed at my bed. Why? Why? It should make you wonder, like, why don't they have good security in hospitals when shit like this can clearly happen easily as fuck? And that's why I think it's so important to make this video. And also because I'm bored, I had to make this video. But because it's so important, I had to make this video, I think, because it could really happen. Whether I could be wrong. Maybe my family loves my guts. Maybe I woke them up to some really horrible truths, and they respect the shit out of me for it. But other families, this could happen to. So regardless, this is important. Like, people should know about these topics. Like, this shit could happen. Why doesn't every hospital have a fucking camera pointing at the hospital bed? Like, it literally only has to detect movement. It doesn't have to record everything. Like, or maybe it only has to turn on when guests are in the room or something. That way you could protect your patients from serious things like this from happening. At any time, a mob boss can walk into a hospital, torture some innocent patient, and if that patient has even 1 day's worth of mental history, mental illness, if he went to a psych ward for even an hour, the doctors would instantly believe any guess that stabbed that patient. And they would think they didn't stab him. They'd think the guy stabbed himself. They'd say he must have woke up out of his coma and just stabbed himself with the pen. When you know that's not something that's really likely to happen at all. But if the guy has history of suicide or something like that, they'd instantly believe it. They'd be like, yup, that's got to be what happened. They wouldn't do any investigation at all. And this patient could be literally murdered by a mob boss in the fucking hospital room, and nothing would ever happen to that mob boss, ever. That's scary to think about. That's really scary to think about, that could actually really happen in real life. And it's scary to think about. I actually woke up with my mother by my side when I'm in the hospital bed, and she thinks I need to be locked up for the rest of my life and drugged with big pharma medication. It's really scary to think I was unconscious in a hospital bed with that fat fucking ugly piece of shit worthless cow by my side. That fat whale. And all of her old classmates used to call her a whale back in high school. They used to all call her a fat whale because she used to be a fat bitch back then too. No one loves these fucking worthless fat whales. Anyways, I'm gonna end the video here.